Diner at the end of the world. On a desolate stretch of highway in the heart of the Southwestern United States, the Desert Rose Diner stood as a lone beacon of warmth and light. It was a place where truckers, travelers, and the occasional local would stop for a cup of coffee, a slice of pie, and a bit of conversation. The neon sign buzzed quietly, casting a soft pink glow over the cracked asphalt of the parking lot. Inside the diner was a time capsule of red vinyl roofs, a jukebox that hadn't worked in years, and walls adorned with black and white photos of the diner's heyday. Behind the counter, Louise, a middle-aged waitress with a heart of gold and a sharp tongue, wiped on the counter, humming to the faint tune of a country song playing on the radio. It was a quiet night like so many others. The only customers were Hank, a grizzled trucker nursing a cup of black coffee, and a young couple, Billy and Sarah, who were on their way to California for a fresh start. The sound of sizzling bacon and clatter of plates filled the air as the cook, Earl, worked in the kitchen. But right outside, in the vast emptiness of the desert, something was stirring. A low, distant moan carried in on the wind, growing louder as it approached. The ground seemed to tremble ever so slightly, as if the earth itself was holding its breath. The lights in the diner flickered, and the radio crackled with static. "What the hell?" Hank muttered, setting his coffee down and looking towards the window. The young couple exchanged nervous glances, while Louise, ever the skeptic, rolled her eyes. "Probably just a dust storm," she said, trying to reassure herself as much as the others. But as the noise grew louder, they all knew it was something far worse. Earl emerged from the kitchen, wiping his hands on a towel. "You hear that?" he asked, his usually calm demeanor now changed to unease. Before anyone could answer, the front door swung open with a loud bang. A man staggered in, covered in blood, his eyes wide with terror. "They're coming," he gasped, collapsing onto the floor. Louise rushed to his side, but it was too late. He was already gone. Hank knelt beside his body, looking at the others with a grim expression. "We need to lock this place down now." The once quiet diner erupted into chaos. Hank and Earl pushed tables and chairs against the doors, while Louise grabbed a shotgun from beneath the counter, a relic of the diner's past, now their only hope for survival. Billy and Sarah huddled together, fear etched on their faces. Outside, the moaning grew louder, more insistent. Through the grimy windows, they could see shapes moving in the darkness, hundreds of them, shambling towards the diner with a single-minded purpose. Zombies. The first of the horde reached the diner, slamming against glass with rotting hands, their faces contorted in hunger. The windows shook but held, at least for now. "We need a plan," Hank said, his voice steady despite the fear in his eyes. "We can't stay here. There's too many of them." "There's a storage room in the back," Earl suggested. "It's got a middle door. We could barricade ourselves in there." Louise nodded. "All right, let's move. But we need to be quick about it." As they gathered what supplies they could, the glass finally gave way. A zombie clawed its way through the shattered glass window. The decayed face twisted in a grotesque grin. Louise didn't hesitate. She raised the shotgun and fired, the blast echoing through the diner. "Go, go, go," she shouted. Firing again as more zombies poured in. The group sprinted towards the back of the diner, slamming the metal door shut behind them. They could hear the zombies pounding on the other side, their moans filling the small room. For now they were safe, but they all knew it was only a matter of time before the zombies broke through. Huddled together in the dim light, they faced the grim reality of their situation. The diner, once a place of comfort and warmth, had become a tomb, but they weren't going down the road to fight. As the hours dragged on, they made a plan, one last desperate bid for survival. At dawn, when the light was strongest, they would make their break for it. If they could reach Hank's truck, parked just outside the diner, they might have a chance to escape. When the first light of dawn filtered through the cracks in the door, they readied themselves. Louise gripped the shotgun tightly, while Earl and Hank prepared makeshift weapons from anything they could find. "On three," Hank said, his voice steady. "1, 2, 3. They burst through the door, fighting their way through the horde with a fierce determination. The zombies were relentless, but so were they. With every step, they inched closer to the truck. their hope of survival feeling their strength. Finally, they reached the truck. Hank started the engine, and with a roar, they sped away from the diner, leaving the zombies in the dust. As they drove down the empty highway, the Desert Rose Diner grew smaller in the rearview mirror until it was nothing more than a speck on the horizon. They had survived the night, but the world they were driving into was forever changed. In the quiet aftermath, as the sun rose over the desert, they knew that this was just the beginning. The diner at the end of the world had given them one last chance, and they weren't going to waste it. The end.